The extinction of the Saudi Arab reporter Jamal Khashoggi has grown the opportunity of sanctions regime. U.S. CEO Donald Trump card endangered harsh penalty if Saudi Arabia is found accountable. Down there has been common assumption on which has happened to Mr. Khashoggi. Turkey officials trust he may include been killed while he attended the Saudi consular agency in Istanbul. Saudi Arabia denies the statement and says it would answer to any sanctions regime. So which set share? Full consumer goods supply of the UK to Saudi Arabia in 2017 were cost on £4.2 trillion, and growth of 120% compared in 10-year over. Consumer goods imports of Saudi Arabia were cost £2.4 trillion, as well more than rather than dual the drawing for 10-year over. So the UK had a excess of £1.8 trillion in consumer goods trading. The top UK exportable categories were different types of mechanism, plane, weapon, and vehicles, consisting £280 millionth of cars. Oil taken into account for more than rather than part of the imports of Saudi Arabia, consisting wet and exquisite means. Some consumer goods turned on mechanism and electric machinery, and photography, cinematic and care machinery. Though the UK produces wet oil of the Polar Sea and to a bounded degree on Earth as so, he's more than rather than a 10 years with the UK was personality sufficient. Saudi Arabia taken into account for on 3% of UK oil imports recent year. The UK's dependency on Saudi Arabia for oil is considerable, but he's cost. Remember how any sanctions regime activity that violated Saudi Arabia's location in the world marketplace would conduct to all oil, where it is of, proper more than costly, perhaps by a big sum. UK supply of services to Saudi Arabia in 2017 were £2 trillion. Imports of services were cost on a block of how sum. The UK had a excess of on £1.5 trillion in services. Journey services were the largest class of trading in both of directions. For UK supply, finance services came in other. Saudi Arabia's full imports of main weapon more than rather than tripled in the time to 2012 to 2017 compared in the early 5-year. Saudi Arabia's largest solitary provider of imports is China, accompanied close by the joint state. The UK comes in 9. The major types of consumer goods involve mechanism, vehicles, and medication. Its supply are dominated by oil and natural gas, consisting the means of its refineries, such as diesel engine, gasoline, jet gas, and raw material for the petrochemicals production.